this morning in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So, Peter goes to, Jesus goes to Peter and Andrew's house in Capernaum and promptly heals Peter's mother-in-law. I tried to heal my mother-in-law once. I tried to heal my mother-in-law of her ignorance. Mom was extolling the virtues of honey and lemon and hot water to cure a variety of illnesses, particularly the common cold. My response was to correct my mother-in-law by saying something like, "Actually, Mom, you can't cure the common cold with honey and lemon. Besides, honey is largely made up of empty calories." Let me whittle down this story to its essential ingredient by simply saying, no healing occurred. My remark didn't go over very well in my mother-in-law's kitchen. And the signal from Carol was, drop it. The result here, I made a point of asking Mom for honey and lemon the very next time I had the merest inkling of the sniffles. The learning here, this healing business is a lot more risky than one would think. As a matter of fact, trying to offer healing, especially to in-laws and relatives, is a tricky business. It's fraught with peril, trepidation. You heard what happened to Jesus, didn't you? A simple healing of a fever. And the next thing you know, the whole town is at Peter and Andrew's door. Try to get away for a little quiet time of prayer the next morning, and the next thing you know, your friends are haranguing you and want you to open a clinic. But Jesus, as is Jesus' ilk, Jesus' wisdom prevailed, didn't it? And he moves on, preaching and teaching and casting out not a few demons along the way. I want to suggest to you this morning that tucked into that sort of neat and tidy little gospel is something that is very, very important for you and I to attend to. I want you to set aside the mother-in-law thing for a moment. You see, what Jesus is speaking to us from the gospel is you and I, yes, you and I, are being invited to share in this healing ministry. That's why Mark purposely installs this narrative where he does, right at the beginning. He is inviting us in Jesus' name to share in this healing ministry. Now, look, don't get all trapped in the nonsense of the miracle debate. This is not about running around and doing a sideshow act or pulling stunts. This gospel is essentially about reaching out beyond ourselves, reaching out and seeking to touch the lives of other folks in good and healthy and healing and creative ways. Ways that will make life better. Ways that will make life make a positive difference. Make wholeness a real option for other folks who are wounded or who are enduring brokenness. As well, don't get trapped into thinking that this healing ministry is merely about curing illnesses. Jesus is inviting us into a ministry of healing souls. Healing through forgiveness and reconciliation, for example. Healing through maturing in our own tolerance and our own understanding of the world around us and the people we encounter. Healing through growing relationships and partnerships with folks around us here on the corner of Adelaide and Fanshawe Park Road. Healing through growing in faith and wisdom and expanding our souls with inclusiveness. Enlarging ourselves with tolerance. And yes, of course, in the middle of all of that, offering tender hearts to each other. Offering a gentle and patient presence to those who come to us and whom we encounter, who are hurt by this world, bruised by the injustices perpetrated by inequitable economics and political expediency. And you know what I've come to realize over the last 12 months? St. Jude's has the enviable opportunity to really and clearly join in this kind of risky healing business. And by risky, I'm not talking about going out looking for mothers-in-law. I mean, you have to be wise. You have to be strategic when you engage in this activity. You have to be smart, in other words. It's important to plan, and to plan well. It's important to work together and be mutually supportive, as was indicative at the ministry fair. It's important to surround your ministry with a community of prayer and worship and sacrament, just like this one here at St. Jude's, just like what we're doing right now. And look, it shouldn't come as any surprise that it also takes courage and intention and resolve and not a little investment. In other words, to do this kind of healing ministry to which Jesus has called each of you and us together as a community, you need to be daring, yet wise and daring together as a people. And I say to you this morning, look, if you have learned or experienced or at the very least being reminded of anything during this transitional time, I hope you have been able to see just how powerful and how potent you are as a vibrant community in faithful service, and how you are being called to grow to be even more vibrant and be even more faithful. Jesus is inviting you to use this power and to employ this potency. Jesus simply invites you today from the gospel to offer your healing to each other as you gather here, and to the world, which, by the way, my brothers and sisters, is right through those doors over there. All of this in Jesus' name.